Good afternoon. Welcome to White House Top News, bringing you the latest news on worldwide politics.
With Hugo Petrovich. With anchorman Bob Smith.
And Buddy Johnson.
Good afternoon. Most of this brave continent was in an uproar a few weeks ago over Russia's attack on an unsuspecting weather plane that had accidentally crossed its borders. President Eisenhower himself lamented over the unsuspecting meteorologists who were killed by Russia's new surface-to-air missile. 2 days after this statement from the White House, Russian Premier Nikita Khrushchev announced that the American plane was actually intact and carried several photos of Red Army bases, proving it to be a spy plane. Its frame and equipment also proved that the crashed plane was a U-2, a plane capable of reaching incredibly high altitudes. To everyone's increased surprise, he also revealed that the U-2's pilot, Francis Gary Powers, successfully parachuted from his plane and was currently awaiting trial for espionage against the USSR. Powers had confessed to flying from a U.S. airbase in Pakistan to the Soviet Union in order to gain intelligence for the Central Intelligence Agency. President Eisenhower revealed that Powers was indeed sanctioned by the government to fly over Russia in order to photograph Red Army bases. The president, however, refused to apologize for the espionage. State Department spokesman Lincoln White said, "Given the state of the world today, intelligence collection activities are practiced by all countries, and post-war history certainly reveals that the Soviet Union has not been lagging behind in this field. This probably did not satisfy Khrushchev, but he still agreed to attend the Paris summit with the president today. Reporter Buddy Johnson is coming to us live from the summit. Buddy, how are things going over there?"
The world leaders arrived about an hour ago to adoring crowds of Parisians. This was made possible through the efforts of Prime Minister Harold Macmillan of Britain. He has spent many months trying to get Eisenhower and Khrushchev to talk about nuclear sanctions. Hopefully the spy plane incident won't spoil the summit. We were very lucky to be guaranteed a meeting with a party official traveling with Mr. Khrushchev and Mr. Mikhail Suslov. We don't expect to be seeing him for a couple more hours though, but we will have an inside look into the Russian political machine. Wait, Khrushchev is coming to the summit right now. He's right now. Mr. Suslov! Mr. Suslov! Mr. Suslov! Can you please tell us what has happened here? Mr. Suslov, can you please tell us what's happened here?
Gladly, we came to the summit to talk, and talk we did. Premier Khrushchev denounced your President Eisenhower's espionage against our beloved motherland and demanded the rightfully deserved apology to Mother Russia. We cannot negotiate with men who are constantly watching us, peeping into the homes of our people. This is an insult to Russia herself. You would not infringe upon the sovereignty of Britain or France. Does Russia deserve any less respect? No. The people will not stand for it. No negotiations can be made with this boyazzi.
What about Powers, the pilot of the U-2?
He'll be charged for espionage in the highest court of Russia, the Politburo. It is like your Supreme Court, but it works. I have nothing more to say to you.
Well, that was Mr. Mikhail Suslov of the USSR. Now we go to State Department spokesman Lincoln White. Mr. Lincoln White.
Yes?
Could you give us some more insight about what happened during the summit?
Mr. Khrushchev began the meeting with an angry speech against the president, protesting our surveillance of Russia and the other Soviet socialist republics. After an hour and a half of the same, he stormed out of the room. The president did not think that it was worth staying without Khrushchev present, so we will be returning to America shortly.
Thank you, Mr. White.
You're welcome.
And that was State Department spokesman Lincoln White, which was once a meeting in hopes of preventing Armageddon. It has now proved that the U.S. and the USSR cannot come to terms with each other. Back to you, Bob.
Well, that was very concerning. Let's see how the rest of Washington feels with our We the People street-side interviews, headed by Hugo Petrovich.
Howdy, folks. Hugo Petrovich on the scene here. We're asking daily people about their thoughts on the U-2 plane incident. Oh, here's one now. Sir! Old guy with the beard.
Hey!
Whoa,
who's there? Show
Just
yourselves!
reporter. I'm here to ask you about your thoughts on the U-2 plane incident.
Yes, sorry, son, my eyes ain't what they used to be. Well, the Reds was the reason Russia pulled out of the First World War, but they helped us win the second one. Now they done started preparing to fight us. They just going through every stage of feeling there is.
I really appreciate that, sir, but I'm talking more about specifically the plane incident of the U.S. plane getting shot down.
Oh, okay. If the Germans caught you spying against them, they kill you on the spot. Since the Reds haven't done that yet, I suppose they might be a bit better than the Nazis. Even if the only reason they haven't done it yet was because they didn't want to start a war or anything.
Alrighty, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Have a safe trip home.
Well, ma'am, how do you feel about the ongoing U-2 incident?
Why, those Soviets just let the poor man go. After all, he has a family to take care of. And what he's doing besides taking a few pictures of some bases, it's not like he killed anyone.
That actually could end up killing someone if fighting broke out. Those pictures could be used to target military bases and cost thousands of men their lives.
Well, it's not like the Soviets aren't doing anything to us. Anybody could be a spy. Plus, as my dear husband used to say, spying is just good tactics. Lucy, we are in a war, you know.
Thank you, and have a good day, ma'am.
Hello again, folks. It's me, Hugo Petrovich, again, and we're at a local construction site here in D.C., and we're asking local men what they think about the U-2 plane incident. Let's go find out. Oh, here's one now. Sir, could you please tell us your thoughts about the U-2 plane incident in Russia?
I don't really have an opinion about the crisis or really about this Cold War business. It's trying to kind of make a living for me and my family.
But sir, it's the USSR. They're a huge world power. The nuclear warheads, all the threats to America. The world as we know it could cease to exist.
It's not safe here. It's not safe anywhere else either. Either the world will end or it won't. For now, all I can do is work for my head hard and raise my kids right and pray that I'll get up in the morning and, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Have a blessed day.
You're welcome.
Well, that's all from our street side field agent reporting team. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Hugo. The trial of Francis Powers will begin on August 17th, but before we conclude, I wanted to say a few words on this entire situation. What I gathered from today's program is that people are scared, angry, and gloomy. It seems as though the entire world is going through the stages of grief, and the only way for us to really get through this time is to trust God that everything will be alright. We must also help our fellow Americans to get through this period of grief and fear by giving them encouragement and reminding them of the pleasanter aspects of life. For WHTN News, this is Bob Smith, signing off.